Hey guys, it's Jason. I decided to make this video because my channel recently just got 150 subscribers and it's gotten a few more after that happened and it's going to continue to get more in the future. I've been making YouTube videos for about 2 years now and I'm going to continue to make more videos in the future for you guys because you guys are awesome. You guys have been helping my channel grow, and I wanted to thank you for that. And for this video celebrating my channel getting this many views, I decided to look back on some of the previous videos I've made in those past 2 years. And we're going to be looking back on a lot of those where we'll talk about some moments that were great, some moments that were fun, some mistakes I left behind, and some moments where I reviewed films that just made me mad. And we're also going to see what has improved, so let's have a look back throughout my channel. So we're going to start by looking at a few videos that were the first ones to reach over 100 views. We're going to look at a few of those, but keep in mind, these videos aren't in the best quality in regards to how I film them and how I use the audio for them. So they're gonna sound a little weird once you look at them. So that's just a little heads up I wanted to give you guys in case you haven't seen those videos yet. But we're gonna talk more about the audio stuff later. For now, just enjoy these clips of the first videos that got over 100 views. And this movie also gives characters certain weapons and powers that you really wouldn't expect them to use. Like one character is fighting someone with a sex toy. Yeah, they tried to use every certain weapon that they could use to fight Michelle Yeoh. It focuses on them a lot. There aren't any other human characters that appear throughout the film except for one. And I'm glad to say that because most of these live action films that Hollywood likes to make, they just for some reason like to focus more on the live action characters and less on the main animated characters that we all want to see. Like the live action Smurf film wants to focus more on Neil Patrick Harris, or the live action Tom and Jerry movie just likes to focus more on Chloe Grace Moretz. And they're both good actors, but they don't need the spotlights for those films like Tom and Jerry and the Smurfs do. And I'm happy to say that this movie is more Chip and Dale centered. It already shows Teller on this island without, like, showing more explanations to why he's there, or at least a scene where Teller is in his place on mainland and Hemsworth finding him and telling him about this facility that he should go to, and then show him at the facility. But there isn't a scene like that here. It just starts with him being there already. Characters singing and dancing to a certain song, and there's drama involved, and it's 3 hours long. So trying to do all of that at once could have made this feel messy and make the film pretty bad. And yet, this movie somehow is able to make it feel cohesive and have a good blend and mesh for the story. You see how Cage is struggling to get back on his feet, and when he finds out about Pascal and his movie idea, he does learn more about it, and he does slowly grow fond of him throughout the film, which is why you start to see Cage in the film start to feel conflicted about what he has to do. And also, he is a big fan of Cage's films like Face Off and Con Air, to some moments that hey, well, come to mess around while I'm working. At least now I'm introducing you to my channel. Well, that was a fun look back on some of those videos, even though you can tell I wasn't fully comfortable talking on the camera just yet, because there were a couple of pauses and I was talking a little too quietly. But you can tell I have gotten better at doing that now because I'm more comfortable filming myself for videos. But since we did look at some of my earlier videos where you can tell that my audio didn't sound that great, we are going to be showing a little bit more of that, as well as some of the mistakes I left behind, some things I misunderstood, as well as some names that I couldn't even pronounce. I don't feel bad for making those mistakes now because I do realize that we all make mistakes, even some of of the best have made mistakes before. It's just that when you look at some of my earlier videos, in particular my first few videos from 2 years ago, you can tell that I had no idea how to control the audio, which is why that some of my earlier videos sound absurdly loud, and I feel bad for leaving them that way. I am thinking of removing them at some point because of that issue. And this part of the video is going to have some mistakes that I learned to avoid in the past. So here are a few of my mistakes, a few of the things I misunderstood, and a few of the names that were hard for me to pronounce. So enjoy. If they decide to make more, I do like for them to be prequels because they would build some more tension and suspense if you have them take place in older time periods. Like, what if they decide to make a Predator film that takes place either in the Old West or maybe in the medieval times? Heck, maybe even in the prehistoric times, as long as it doesn't take place in modern day. Then you could do something creative with those films. I am a huge fan of Batman. Both him and Spider-Man are two of some of my favorite comic book superheroes of all time. I grew up watching some of the animated shows as a kid. I played a few of the games. Most of them are the Batman Arkham games and the Lego games as well. And I watched a lot of the live action films, and I love the Dark Knight trilogy, and I enjoyed the 2 Tim Burton Batman films. And then there's those 2 films that we're not gonna talk about here. Like, you do get to see them care for Jamie Reyes when he's out fighting bad guys, and when they go out there to help him do so, that brings some emotional weight, and I kind of wish this movie had a little bit more of that. Andrea Arjona's character really doesn't serve a purpose in this film. Like, she's just a love interest for Michael Morbius, and she becomes a damsel in distress in the 3rd act. Yeah, I thought movies were done with that too. Coming in at number 8 is a movie that stars Robert Downey Jr. This movie is the one that made him finally get off of drugs, because before this film, he had to deal with a drug problem for a few years that kind of ruined his career. But after he got cast as this certain character, it finally got him off of drugs and made him very healthy. And what I'm talking about is Iron Man. And Jonathan Majors as the villain of this film after Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, so this has definitely been his year of villains so far. 2 weeks after I made that video and said that this was his year for villains, I was dead wrong, because he got in trouble after Creed 3 came out, and I wanted to get to those mistakes because I do realize that we all make mistakes, nobody's perfect, and we also gotta learn to get past those mistakes, and that's what I did. I learned to ignore those mistakes because what really matters is just having fun making these videos, and sometimes you gotta acknowledge those mistakes, and sometimes you also gotta make fun of yourself for when you do that. And speaking of making fun of yourself, there were some times where I can be goofy and ridiculous throughout my videos, and I can be like that every once in a while for these videos, and I hope you enjoy and have a good laugh with these clips. RRR. I've heard about this movie coming out. I know it's gotten some good reviews, but I haven't thought about watching it because it didn't look all that interesting to me. It looked a little over the top, but I am thinking of giving it a chance now that I've avoided it long enough. But there's no way this movie could exceed my expectations and prove me wrong. There's just no way it can do that. So let's see. 3 hours later. And as always, if you like this review, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel, or I'll tear your soul apart. No, I'm just kidding with that line. It's me, Mario. Who? Mario, man, the legendary Nintendo character that got his own video games and a live action movie at one point. Seriously? Oh, I get it. Yeah, yeah. You're Sonic the Hedgehog. Some competition you are. It's called a grind, bro. I even have my own skate company. That's hilarious. Hilarious. You wanna fight me? For her? Okay, late us. Sometimes you gotta watch a movie that you love and you gotta express how much you love it, and sometimes you can be a little funny when you do that. And if you're expressing a movie that you love and you're saying it's good in your review, that gets the audience interested in wanting to see that film. And that's exactly what I do for my channel when I review a movie that I love. But we're going to be looking at the opposite side, where I've reviewed movies in the past that I did not like. And I know you guys enjoy seeing me lose my crap, so we're going to be looking at a few clips of those videos where I just lose it and get angry about a movie that I'm reviewing. There are moments in this film that just happen out of nowhere with no explanation, that just comes off so random that makes you go, wait, how did that happen? Like, there was no setup for that at all. That makes no sense. And it took me like 3 or 4 sittings to finish this film, because I would be watching the first 30 minutes of it and I would be bored and I would just turn it off and just look at something else for a while. And then later in the day I tried finishing the rest of it, but I couldn't and had to turn it off again. But gratefully, I was able to finish the entire film, and now I'm capable of saying that this is one of the worst movies I have seen all year. And the lead actor is very unlikable. I get that he's going through trauma about losing his sister, but he talks trash to everyone, he denies helping people, and he denies himself on trying to control his powers, and he's just a complete jerk to everyone around him. Like, how am I supposed to like this guy? How am I supposed to care about him in a bad situation? All of this is happening to her because her mom got bit by a special spider with powers after she got shot, and she passes on her powers to Cassie while she's being born. After being rescued by spider people that apparently can crawl on walls and jump high. Okay, that's in the movie, I guess. And here's one of the worst things that this film decided to do. Like, you don't really get to see them become the Fantastic Four for the first 40 minutes. You just see them learn more about this dimension and them building this machine, and it's not until like 40 minutes into the film where they finally get their powers. And after they get their powers, this movie decides to skip the origin story completely and see them learn how to use their powers just by saying the words 1 year later. That's right, they skip everything that's supposed to make it feel like an origin story and have them already experience with their powers by just skipping a whole year. I'm gonna give Knights of the Zodiac an F. I'm gonna give Morbius an F. Guys, Madam Web gets an F. Oh boy, there was a lot that I had to get out of my system. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this look back of some of my videos from the past, and I hope you guys enjoy more videos I make in the future. Making videos throughout this channel can be stressful at times, but it can also be fun at the same time, and when you're posting a video on your channel, it still makes it worth it, because you're also expressing your thoughts on the movie that you either loved or hated to the audience, and they get interested on what you want to say about those films. And again, I just want to say thank you guys so much for helping this channel grow. It means so much to me that you guys just keep watching my videos. And if you guys do enjoy my videos and watch some of them, then please share them. Like, show them to your friends. Show them how much you enjoy some of my videos. And please leave comments on those videos as well, especially in in this video, please leave comments below. And as always, if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing, because it helps my channel grow. Hit the notification bell so you know what other videos I'm posting. Please watch this video as many times as you want. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.